Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to talk about perennials for the fall garden, whether you put it in containers or you put them in the landscape. So let's have a look at the different options that are available for you in the various climates that you live in. The first plant I want to talk about, and I'm going to go by heights for the border, the one that you want in your border for oranges and yellows is Heliopsis. Heliopsis. Now Heliopsis are the plants for fall. Them and the Gaillardias are key to the fall garden with lots of color. Now, these ones are going to bloom a vibrant yellow. They're going to get a good 4 feet tall in the garden. And the reason these ones are a favorite of gardeners is because of the variegated foliage. Because they start out nice and green, and as they fade, you're going to get some variegation in that color. These are also hardy to the minus 40s, and these are a reliable repeat bloomer that is very drought tolerant. And you can see how the color changes to a bit of a green with that brown center as it ages. There is another one for the middle or the back of a border if you're looking for tall perennials. Now here we have a version of Heliopsis that actually has a purple tone to the leaf. And this is Sunflower Heliopsis in a red orange called Bleeding Hearts. And the reason I like this one so much is it truly represents falls with its brilliant oranges and red tones. This is what you're going to get on a plant that could get anywhere from 4 to 6 feet high, maybe even taller in the ideal conditions. I would highly recommend this one for your climate. Now you are looking at a plant that can handle up to minus 40. These are going to be very drought tolerant. They're going to start blooming midsummer. So they start blooming now, as you can see, and then they're going to carry on into fall. And these are going to come back every year for you reliably. So look up Bleeding Hearts, red, orange, and get some of these into the back of your border for fall color. Aren't they striking? Here is another example of the Heliopsis in a brilliant yellow with almost a brown-red center. You can see the sun orange can come in a variety of colors, but once again, you got that really, really tall height and that beautiful foliage that's going to stand out in the garden. The more sun it gets, the deeper this foliage is going to get. These are a star at the back of the border in the garden. You can also use these in really large containers to make an arrangement and then move them to the garden before winter to plant. These are beautiful. Don't you just love the different colors? Gaillardia, yellow tips. This plant is one tough plant. This was good to minus 46 degrees Celsius. Once again, perfect for the middle of the border. Drought tolerant, very hardy, and even the seed pods would be great for decorating with because they're quite striking for an arrangement. These can go middle of the border. They can also go in containers for that fall color. And you can see how nicely these contrast with yellow. You get that vibrant mix of a striking red-orange with a yellow fringe tip. Any of the Gaillardia series is going to be tough and be able to handle our cold climate landscapes. Here is another one. This is called Yellow Tips Gaillardia Arizona Apricot. And the reason it's got the Arizona Apricot for a name is because it is tinged with a bit of an orange in the petals and in the center of the flower. This is another one that's a mid-sized plant, so it's going to be probably no more than 1.5 to 2 feet tall, perfect for the middle of a border or even at the front of a border. Also for doing fall containers where you want to decorate out with pumpkins and stuff, because even this foliage here is striking and definitely depicts fall. Rudbeckia, Mini Beckia Flame. This is an orange and yellow perennial. This is not hardy in the cold climates because this is only good till minus 7 degrees Celsius. However, if you live in a warmer climate, this is something you're going to put in your border. And you can see these are going to get about 2 or 3 feet tall, and they're going to be flush with a lot of beautiful flowers. So if you live in a warmer climate, you definitely want to consider these with their brown button face center and then the beautiful striking shades. This is almost like a small sunflower because of the coloring, but that deep brown will draw out the yellows and golds and oranges in your garden if you plant them together. Mass planting this in a large grouping, and I mean like 9 to 12 plants, always odd numbers, would be an eye catcher. Rudbeckia, little gold star, golden yellow. This is going to get 2.5 to 3 feet tall. Once again, middle of the border plant. It's hardy to -34, and it really has a daisy-like structure. It has shades of golden yellows, a hint of an orange, and bright yellow in the newer flowers when they first bloom. This is something that will unite all your fall colors together, as well as those summer colors. It will make them pop, like your pinks and your purples. If you combine this with the lavender in the garden, you will have the lavender flowers blooming, and then this will come into effect. That will draw the eye and provide some curb appeal. So this is Rudbeckia Little Gold Star, golden yellow. Echinacea. This is good to -23. It is going to get approximately 51 to 61 centimeters tall. So this is suitable for warmer climates, but very striking foliage. Reminds me of some of the newer sunflowers that are coming out with the browns, almost a rusty red color, and then the orange tips. And for those of you that live in the warmer climates, this is something that you could put to the middle or the back of the border, depending how you're doing your border. That is going to provide you with fall color. This is very traditional fall color that looks great with oranges, browns, reds, rusts, bright striking yellows, and combining that with gourds and pumpkins would make a real statement for fall. Can you ever have too many echinaceas in your garden? There is nothing better than a nice coneflower in the border because they come in so many colors. You can see here, this is like a kiss of summer and fall. It's got oranges, it's got the magentas, it's fading out, it's got a nice center with a bit of orange in it, and they are beautiful. And they're coming in whites and oranges, reds, pinks, you name it. Now, coneflowers, and this is Cheyenne Spirit, which is one of my favorites, is going to get 46 to 76 centimeters high, so they can be used at the front of the border, at the back of the border, depending on what you have, and they're good to -34. These are a real winner in the garden, and even when they're spent, they have their brilliant fall colors of deep, rich, dark reds and a bit of orange in there. You can see how nice the flower heads are when they fade and the petals drop. With the whites, because they come more with a yellow-green center and a creamy white texture, when they fade to almost a yellow-green tone as well. These are a must-have in any garden. They're super hardy, and they will provide you with color and contrast that the pollinators will love and are striking in the landscape or in a container. If you're one of those people that loves some blue in your fall border, Agastache is the plant for you. This is going to put on a show. It's going to mix in wonderful with those yellows in your garden. And it's going to attract the pollinators and help them to store up the food that they need when they leave for their long journey. This is going to be 46 to 61 centimeters high and hardy to -29. If you have a microclimate in your garden, this may survive in a colder climate, providing it's somewhat protected or surrounded by taller plants. But you can see how beautiful these are and the color. Putting that with yellows and oranges and that is just amazing. It's a shade of purple that pretty much goes with every color, including those that love pastels, such as your pinks and your whites and your peaches. Here's another one. This is Agastache Sunrise Red Pink. Once again, all the same details, hardy to -29, but there's a contrasting color, and I like the look of this color when you combine it with the yellows and oranges of fall. Once again, pollinators are going to love it because of its tubular shape, and hummingbirds will also enjoy it. That's just a really nice coral red color in the landscape. I would plant this middle of the landscape, depending on the height of your border, or at the outer edge, or in corners in groupings to make it stand out. If you're looking for a perennial that's going to bloom all summer long, including into the fall, look no further than The daylilies, particularly Stella Dior. She has a brilliant yellow color. She's good to -40. She's going to grow 31 to 40 centimeters tall. She's not a tall plant, but the blooms will spike up and be much taller in the garden and give you that wavy effect. In the wind, they're beautiful. This is also a fall perennial. This is actually a perennial that is good all season long, that will constantly bloom, take a break, and bloom again to provide that beautiful color all season, and you can use it in your fall border. Massing these together in large clumps will give you that stately, wispy effect. For something that's going to provide you fall color and is reliable, drought-resistant plant, here's a new sedum that I haven't tried yet that I would like to try, and this is Mr. Gold Bud. This is good in zones 4 to 9. It's going to bloom a vibrant pink color with that beautiful blue-green foliage. This is something that you can put in the garden and combine it together with other sedums, and it would stand out. Definitely good for a border, even in containers, then move it to your garden. Very, very hardy being a zone 4 to 9, especially with the new zone map. This is one that I would highly recommend and add to my garden, and I haven't had any luck finding it till today. So if you're looking for sedums and you like how low maintenance they are, this may be the one for you if you love pink. Heucheras. These are perfect for the front of a border, come in a variety of colors. Now this one here I want to feature because of the dark black foliage. This one is ideal if you're doing decorating with oranges. This will stand out like no tomorrow. And this is Primal Black Pearl. Now this one here is going to be approximately 30 centimeters high, and it's zone 4 to 9, -30, potentially -35. And we have a number of heucheras here that are great for fall. We have cherry truffles here. We have a coral bell here. This is citrus shock. It's a white and cream, and the flowers are going to be different on all of them. You can mix and match them, but they are ideal in groupings. One of the ones that a lot of people love is Wild Pearl, because of the purple tones in it. But you can see here, you cannot go wrong with heucheras. The more, the better. Here's another one that blooms white pink flowers in it. And this is a Proven Winners brand. And this is Hopscotch, bronze red. Your leaves are going to get more bronze the more sun they get, and it just provides a nice contrast with your other plants. Once again, perfect for fall decorating. If I was to recommend one for the landscape that is a standout for dark foliage, it's still going to be Black Pearl. How can you go wrong with that color? And I am loving that Proven Winners is bringing out these different colors of foliage, because foliage can be beautiful in the fall border. It doesn't have to be flowers. It can be foliage too that makes your border stand out. Last but not least, for ground covers in the border that provide fall color, nothing's better than a beautiful ajuga or bugleweed. There's a variety of different colors. This is Burgundy Glow. We see a lot of gardeners are using it. It does not change throughout the season. You're getting that green with a hint of pink and white in it. Great ground cover if you like the light colors. If you like the dark colors, then you want to go with Chocolate Chip. Chocolate Chip is my favorite because I like the foliage color. Both of them will give you beautiful purple flowers, and they bloom midsummer, but the foliage is excellent for fall. So this is something you can put throughout your beds to keep the weeds down and to provide that shock of color. Now, if you're also looking for other foliage for your garden and you like that wispy look that you can leave up all winter, you want to go for the various grasses. Now, there are a ton of different grasses that we can use out here. I will talk about grasses in another video to show you what you can do in the landscape and how you can plant them, but there's a lot of hardy grasses that are good to -40, so don't forget those. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.